Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Thank you guys so much for pulling up for my third episode of Coffee and Convo with my co-host, Orissa. I hope everybody is having a blessed Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? We got to wake up. We're living to see another day. That is everything. That is more than just a blessing. Thank you for coming through, Nina, my love. Thank you. Hey, Lalizi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Salute to Lalizi. She's got me stuck on Starbucks. I just went and got me a caramel ribbon crunch, and it's really good for my coffee and combo this morning. And I got the honey water with five pumps of honey. It's really good. Here goes my co-host. Hey, sister.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you and everybody.
First and foremost, how are you feeling, sister?
I'm okay. I still have a little cough. My nose is still stopped up a little bit. My chest still hurts, but I'm getting better. It wasn't like before. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm good, sister. Actually, I've been rested up. Just working on these different topics and things like that. Trying to come up with my next topic, which I think I got that down packed, and I'm ready to have a real conversation with our people. But with you being sick today was a good. I think it's a good topic because it's we're talking about managing nurse stress, and not just you, but a lot of people come in the chat and they talk about being nurses and how hard it was. So I definitely wanted to have this conversation. It's inspired by my co-host Orissa and things like that. So welcome everybody. Hey Big Cupcake, thank you for coming through. Hey Kendall, thank you for coming through. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Please hit that like button. Share the video if you have a YouTube channel for me. And also feel free to purchase a super sticker, super chat, or join the membership. Hey Princess Love, thank you for coming through. So sis, with you being sick and stuff, this adds on to managing nurse stress. And before I get into everything, I want to know, how do you manage stress at work as a nurse?
Well, this time for me it's a wake up call because I got really, really, really sick, and just 3 years straight, when COVID had started, I had already worked, a lot of overtime, but I never worked, 16-hour shifts every day that I work. Then you're picking up shifts. So this time it was just a wake up call because I really got sick, dehydrated. I was really, really dehydrated. Just dog tired because these people don't have anybody to take care of them.
Mm-hmm. So I was reading up on it again. How do you manage stress at work as a nurse? It said the following actions, and I want you, after I finish reading some of these, tell me how do you feel about this, sister. It says
Okay.
the following actions can help reduce nurse stress. Manage your diet, get plenty of sleep, exercise and stretch, practice meditation, mindfulness, or yoga, unwind by pursuing hobbies, share your feelings. And many people find that recording their thoughts and feelings help clear their mind. Saluha therapy, thank you for coming through. But I want to get to managing your diet. Why do you think it's healthy to manage your diet to help with to reduce your nurse stress?
Well, I've never ever seen us eat right. None of us. None of us. Especially now, Tasha, because it's so busy and it's so short. I just know in our building, I'm up in Pittsburgh, PA. So the couple of buildings I have worked in, I mean, we're eating on the go. We're eating, trying to get people washed, giving medicine, so it just all depends. But in my building, honey, we eat on the go.
Okay, so getting plenty of sleep. Why is it hard for nurses to get plenty of sleep? Because it is one of the things that say it helps reduce nurse stress. But if you're working countless hours, how does that work? Getting plenty of rest?
We don't. We don't. I mean, for me, I just, like I said, the last 3 years, no rest, no, all I thought about was them, and knowing what it is when we get into that building, So I mean, you can't, once you're in these buildings that short staff like this, you're the mom, the brother, the sister, the uncle. You don't know what you're gonna be when you go through that door. So you don't. I know I don't. So if another nurse come up on a panel, or somebody that's in healthcare come up on a panel, and reboot that. But in our building we don't. We get none of that.
Cole said, I have about 6 nurses as clients, and they say the same thing. I'm trying to get them to intake water. Absolutely. Okay, sis, another reducer thing to help reduce nurse stress is exercising and stress. Are you getting do you practice those things? And like you said, you're not managing your diet, so we got
Mm-mm.
you're not getting plenty of rest due to the hours you are pushing. And I we know that after you get off work, you still got a life at home. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I mean, how do you maintain a work life? And salute out your body. Thank you so much for coming through. Nina, if you don't mind dropping out your body's link in the chat, please, for me. I appreciate it so much. And my Lizzie, also drop your link as well. But exercising and stretching, because a whole lot of times y'all lifting, pulling, tugging. So how important do you think exercising and stretching is in the nurse field?
It's very important if you can get that in there. If you can get it in there, it is very important. You know, um, you just don't have time. Like I said, I know we don't. I could speak for us up here, but I just know we don't. We're dog tired. You're trying to make these people happy. You're trying to make sure they get their stuff on time, their medication on time. Um, to make sure they're okay.
She said, Cola said, when they come to get facials, I always make sure they have the most relaxing experience as possible for the hour they are with me. She said, my hospice clients come in crying some days. I just give them a hug and listen. Um, Man, that's so important, Cola. And shout out to you, Orissa, and all the nurses. If anybody else is nurses in the chat, salute to y'all so much, for caring for our loved ones. Again, I appreciate all the nurses. I never really got to thank the nurses, and I do need to get around to doing that, or give my sisters to go send out some thank you cards, because little times do we appreciate those that took care of our loved ones in their trying times, especially in the hospice field, or just even saying thank you for those that's doing something for our loved ones that we can't do due to different life situations, and practicing meditation, mindfulness, and yoga. How important do you think that is, Arissa, in the nurse field?
How what do I think? Yeah, we need all that, Tosh. It's just getting it. It's just getting there, you know. But all of it, everything that you named today, like we need all of that, but we still need that little we need that little oomph too, because all we're thinking about is these patients, that were left for us. Most of I work in a nursing home, so I work in nursing homes. So when they drop these patients off, like I said, you don't know what you're going to be. It's stressful. It's so stressful. Then you get the people that drop their people off, and we don't see you for 2 years, and they want to know where their socks are from 2 years ago. So we go through a lot. People don't know what we go through. The whole nursing staff, they don't know what we go through. And a lot of that we need. And me being sick now I know, I have to take time out for me, and get better so I can take care of them, the right way, you know.
And let me get into that really quick. Salute Rob, thank you so much for coming through. Nat A, thank you so much for coming through. Actual Body, I really appreciate you for even just peeking in. It means everything to me. Thank you so much. So when you said that some people drop their loved ones off and you don't even see them for 2 years. I mean, that's got to be mind blowing to you as well.
I
Especially if you
think
start to cure and grow feelings for these patients. Um, how hard is that? Have you ever even had a patient um ask about their loved ones?
all the time. All the time. I work on a lot of lockdown units. So, it's memory impaired with behaviors. So, and a lot of them remember that. A lot of them remember their kids. And you have a lot of these people that just really, truly drop them off and they don't see them again. So it causes them to act out more, because they want to see their daughter. They want to see their son that they remember you know it's hard. It's a hard thing, especially on a lockdown unit, because you're dealing with the memory impaired plus their behaviors. So I can have 20 people at one time, so that's 20 different personalities and 20 different behaviors, you know and when they drop these people off like that, they don't know how much damage they didn't put on them, on a resident, and then we're the ones that's here to deal with that. And then when I see you 2 days like 2 years later about some socks, girl, it is crazy, but it really is mind blowing. But I think a lot of nurses can attest to this too. We get so used to it. I'm used to it. I can name family members, I see every other day. I can tell you family members I know that's going to come once a month, twice a month. And I can show you the ones that just dropped their mom and dad off.
Wow, that's wow.
Ain't that
Um,
true? True story.
yeah. So you said that they'll come back 2 years later and ask about some socks, like you know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you didn't buy all their clothes. Now I didn't even put that part in there. I didn't went shopping for so many people because this is what we do. We want you to be happy. We want you to be happy around the holidays. We want you to look good around the holidays. And that's another thing. Nurses, the nurse aides, nobody gets acknowledged for that. They just want to know why and how come she got on the shirt. You haven't seen your mom in 2 years. I've
Wow.
been through that shirt away. you know.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, it's deep. Nursing is deep.
Yeah, I've been doing my research because we think it's just and anybody's welcome to hit the panel. If you're a nurse, you want to share your experience or anything, you're welcome to hit the panel. Everybody's welcome. Shout out to all the nurses and nurse assistants in nursing homes from a former assistants. And Cola has said, I hear a lot. I hear a lot. You are all overworked and undermanned. Yes, she said it would consume me emotionally. I would be a wreck to see it every day. It's so sad for me. My sister is a RN and she tells me things and I can't even take it. Um, how about pursuing hobbies, sister? Have you pursued any hobbies or try to find things to do to take your mind off? Because work, I mean, you're working so many hours, so it's like it's got to be on your mind constantly. It's just work, work,
It's just
work.
work. Yeah.
Because you're just so consumed with the
It's work and a little bit of sleep I get, work, the little bit of sleep I get, work, the little bit of sleep I get. And I look forward to my 2 days off, my whole 48 hours off. So, and I do take those, every other weekend off.
and Ross said this happens that happens a lot. It's sad that people just put their parents in these places and don't look back.
Yeah. I mean, it's a true story. We could sit here all day with just my stories,
Hmm.
just my stories. And I could never, I could never leave my mom, dad, grandma in there like that. Not like that. And I understand people have to work and we understand all that. But when you're a no show for 2 and 3 years and then I'm buying your clothes and shoes, and for example, I had one argument with a family member. I got wrote up this year. This is a couple years ago and I got wrote up. This man came in. I hadn't seen him for 3 years now. Man, y'all, I didn't work this unit for about 7 years. So he came in with these two small slippers, two small shirt, and then lied and said he bought all these clothes that was in the closet. So he just took me out of character that day and I just cussed his ass out. You don't even know what size your mother wear. He did not know what size his mother wore. Never ever called us. He couldn't even give me the extension to where his mama lived. So it just makes me mad. That this is happening and it's happening a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So me and this man is going back and forth, and my coworker really had to pull me to the side, like, "Girl, go take a break." I was tired then. You just get tired. You come in with this bullshit. Come on now, this is your mom. He did not, and he bought her some kid shoes, kid slippers. A kid nightshirt. It didn't even have bottoms to it. Like everything in her closet, y'all. I swear I spent about $300 on this lady. She had nothing, nothing. And anybody that worked our unit, everybody knew our people matched her. Hair was done, showers were done, plus some. You're only allowed 2 showers a week. We did showers. We would take everybody, line them up, and I swear to y'all, we would shower them. We did not play that. You know, and like I said, we get this short end of the stick. The whole nursing staff, and it's the whole. I'm speaking for the whole nursing staff: RNs, LPNs, LVNs, CNAs, med techs, everybody. We get the short end of the stick, and it's sickening.
Nat A said, I left my job to take care of my mother when she got sick and went to hospice. My granny was a RN, and since I was a CNA, we took care of her until she passed. Salute, 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 Nurse P. Thank you for pulling up, sis.
Salute. Salute everybody.
Salute, Nurse P.
Nurse P, how do you feel about managing nurse stress? How do you manage stress at work as a nurse?
That's kind of hard. you you really don't think about it. You really don't. You either you to me, I just deal with it. Tell you the truth. Like it might be a wrong way, it's a right way, but sometimes you have to disassociate yourself. I think that's the correct word with a lot of stuff that's happening when it comes with your patients. Yeah, we are. I feel like nurses are natural empaths. We anticipate a lot of needs. Aides are too. Aides, anybody in a nursing capacity. So I used to be an aide too. That was a very hard job. Um, I just feel like we nurses make the worst patients. That's because everybody needs comes before our own. So it's kind of hard. I'm still learning. I'm still learning that.
Nurse P, so I was reading some of the following actions you can help to reduce nurse stress, but how do you do this? Like getting plenty of rest, managing your diet, because it's still again, it's like you're going from working countless hours to trying to, if you do have a family such as you do, you got to deal with your family. How do you manage all of this?
You really don't. They could really say that all day that you what we need to do, but what we need to do and what we can do. Because if you work in 12-hour shifts, I have the luxury. I run my own business, which is still hard. But then after you have a family, you work in 12 hours or whatever capacity you work in. Whether you have a business, you work in 12-hour shifts, you be too tired and you be mentally exhausted most of the time. So nursing is very mentally and physically exhausting. So by the time you just want to sleep, pretty much, like you just want people to leave you alone, but they're not going to leave you alone. So we keep nurses keep a lot of stuff bottled up. That's what I'm getting at. We keep a lot of
Yeah.
stuff bottled up.
Yes.
And so eventually, don't you got to let that go, Nurse P, because it could be effectful to y'all. Y'all already going through enough as nurses. So keeping a lot of stuff bottled up is got to be excruciating.
Yeah. Yes. Well, Tasha, firsthand, like I'll be telling you, like, yeah, it gets to a boiling point, and yeah, like I said, I'm still working on it. I can go 0 to 1,000 real quick. You explode, but it's like, okay, if I got a patient that needs this, okay, just like people say sometimes that, how are you a nurse, but you're so cold, you appear so cold, or you might appear so heartless. It's not that I'm a cold or heartless, but for example, if I have a patient and my specialty is pediatric trach babies on ventilators, or I have mental health, I have a mental health skill set, that. So if I done had babies die on me. So yeah, it's saddening and it impacts you, but I can't say, oh, I have to forget my other patients, or I can't take care of I have to break down and not take care of my other patients. And because this happened, I have to anticipate their needs. Then I have to worry about me later. Like, being a nurse, you cannot be soft. Like, people think of nurses being all
Yeah.
soft and cushy, and we are caring and we do anticipate and we take a lot of in, but we cannot be so soft and cushy where we cannot go on and perform. We have to perform. That's just the nature of it. That's what I get at.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. We get the short end of the stick either way it go.
Either
Everybody.
way it go. Either way it go. Yep.
So Cola said, ladies, you have to make time for self-care. We will come to if need be. Right. You have to have compartmentalized. Um, how do you feel
True
about
word.
that, Nurse P and Arissa?
Easier said than done.
That I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
If
Nurse,
you're not a nurse or in nursing, you truly don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
You truly
So,
don't know. You don't know. It doesn't work like that.
like, people kill me when they on here talking about AIDS to be downgraded. I hear so many people, like, they think it's an insult when they call me STNA or whatever. Like, I don't. I used to be that, and I love my STNAs. I
Yeah,
love
and I'm
AIDS.
proud of it. Yeah.
Yes, because they gave me, even me being, I'm an LPN, and I have a lot of skills that most RNs don't have coming out of school, because me be going from an aide to a PCNA for on a pediatric treatment floor that made me go become a nurse. I have a lot of skills that most RNs don't even have, even when it comes to a ventilator.
Exactly.
That's why I was able to make so much more money doing the C19, because I had the skill set to run a ventilator, and that's hard to do too.
wow.
So
Yeah.
it's just that you could talk about self care all day, but like, Tasha, I got 3 boys. I got 3 boys. I got a husband. My mom just passed in April, so I'm taking care of my disabled sister now. So it's easier said than done to say self care, because at the end of the day, after you finish taking care of everybody else's needs, yeah, you want to take care of yourself, but then again, you just don't have time most of the time.
You don't. My self care is a shower after work.
Yup. Mm-hmm. And you'll cry in, right? You'll cry in, right?
That's
If you have time. If the kid's not banging on the door messing with you.
it.
um. So Nurse P, how has stress levels been for you? Because I have, I've definitely was there with all this taking place, and now you're not only taking care of your family, you are taking care of your disabled sister, and you're nursing, taking care of other people. Um, that's that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, and well, you know a little bit of it, but I also have another. I'm the oldest, so I also have a sister with bipolar disorder. That's another sister. Her birthday is today. I said historic landed her on the doorstep, and my life ain't never been the same ever since. But that's just a joke for her. But she gets on my nerves. And then I have two uncles. That's why I went into this field. I have two. I always been a nurse since I was little. I have two uncles with schizophrenia, and I always been a nurse. I have a sister with bipolar disorder. My brother that passed away had bipolar disorder, so it's just a lot. I'm used to handling a lot, so it just I can't even explain it. It's just a skill set that you cannot explain. You just acquire, and you either have it or you don't
Or you
have it.
don't. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. That's all I can tell you. Either have it or you don't. You either gonna care. Like nursing, if you go in nursing for only money, and she can tell you this, it's not gonna work at all.
Nope.
It's
No.
not
Well,
gonna work.
Lizzie said, she said it's not easy at all. I used to work 70 straight hours, not seeing my kids or husband. They would have to come
Mm-hmm.
and see me in between breaks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Cola said, I get it. 3 kids in the military, deployed 6 times, etc. You are important. Stress will kill you, ladies. Please don't take offense to what I'm saying about self-care. I
Oh
get it.
no, I don't.
I
She's right.
don't.
Stress will kill you, but it's the finding the time. Like I don't
Right.
know what's the ages of her kids, but even my kids getting older now. I thought I was almost home free. I got a 21-year-old. I got a 19-year-old that's going to start college this month, and my last one is 17. I thought I was home free until my mom unfortunately untimely passed away in April. Now I have a sister with a disability, and then my other sister. Everybody comes at me because I'm the oldest girl, so that is just the way it is.
Yeah.
But even with little kids, big kids, and my husband is around, kids would bypass every mom notice. I don't care what capacity, what if you're a home mom, you because mom work at home, that's the hardest job I ever had when you at home.
Yes.
But kids will totally bypass dad and go straight to you. They still do that. It get on my last nerve.
Yes. They do. They do. They do.
It get on my last nerve. Oh, Colette, God bless you. I couldn't do it. She look at that gap, girl. God
Yes.
bless.
La Lizzie said working in the ER and hospice took her out mentally.
Yes,
Yeah.
I worked in the ER too. Yeah, that's hard too.
I think both or hospice is hard too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard thing to do.
La Lizzie said 30, 23, 21, 18 now. I can do it, but I'd rather not.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but I love what I do though. See, and I
Yes.
love that I got that skill set, and I learned how to become a business owner with this skill set. So it, it, it's a way, but it's still hard.
Yeah. She said, as anybody in the Virginia area, she would love to come and give you monthly facials for free if you're in her area.
Mm, that's
Oh,
so sweet.
Thank
that's
you,
sweet.
Cola. Thank you, Cola. So happy. Thank you for coming through.
No, I just figured out how I release stress. Tasha, why you there? Revive me. You know, I'm the girl. I'm the biggest tomboy around. I fix cars.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
sometimes.
And so you fix cars and that's good, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a really like when I was reading up on it, it said unwind by pursuing hobbies and stuff like that. And how does that help you, nurse people, when you go to fix on cars, you let everything go, so you're just focused on fixing cars. So how do you completely let work go because you own your own business? You don't work for anybody. You work for yourself. So now, not only that, you have employees that you have to worry about. These people's care is in.
Mm-hmm.
It's your responsibility all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle and deal with all of that?
You just do, because she'll tell you doctors like anybody in the healthcare field know that we save a lot of people. Talk about nurses. I don't care if you're LPN or RN, even STNAs. We save patients so much from doctors
Yeah.
that don't know nothing.
That don't know nothing.
Don't know. I still argue with a doctor every month to this day about getting a baby. When you have a trach, you need a smaller trach to go in the trachea. Trach, it's hard to explain. In the stoma, you need a smaller size in case, because the stoma will close up very quickly if it pops out. I argue with this doctor every month about the same order he puts in incorrectly. Like, y'all just don't know how many times we save y'all from this. Because most of the time, doctors only look at you as far as what's in the textbook. They don't go and talk to you and see the patient. They see you as a piece of paper and what's by the text they don't learn.
Right.
We
Yep.
say, no, she'll tell you.
Yep.
Wow.
All
Um,
facts.
how do you feel about they said reducing your stress, sharing your feelings? You know, sometimes when you're sharing your feelings, you get off work and stuff like that, and you telling people, you know, especially when you go home and you got a husband or a boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times do we get on our, you know, boyfriend's nerves, our man's nerves, vice versa, when we come home and tell them about do you feel like you can share your feelings with how things are going at work with your significant other, Nurse P and Orissa?
Tasha, you know them men most of the time, they telling us.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
By the time you get time finish hearing them, you be like, forget it. I'm just gonna go in the shower. That's all
Yeah,
right.
I'm telling you. I told Tasha, I said, honey, I and listen and try to be online and be
Yeah.
asleep. I'll wake up shanking them and still on.
like forget this. Like it's
Right.
okay.
Tired, tired, tired,
So I
tired.
read up and said, what is the most stressful part of being a nurse? Physical labor. Nurses frequently use physical labor. Nurses may need to move patients or use safety devices that require physical
Mm-hmm.
strength that puts stress on nurses' bodies. Also, health risk. Healthcare settings expose nurses to infectious diseases and injury,
Mm-hmm.
which can also cause stress. How do y'all feel about that, Nurse Fee and Arissa?
Yeah, but it's not just nurses. I hate when they just say nurses with that.
Nurses, yeah, it's the age. It's everybody.
Yes.
It's everybody. I take up for everybody in the nursing
Mm-hmm.
field. I do. I
Mm-hmm.
do. It's everybody because if it's not for the age, the nurse is not going to know. If it's not for
Exactly.
that good ass LPN, now RN's not going to know. And half of the time, the RN is telling the LPN is telling the RN what to do.
The only
You
thing,
know,
the difference be people always ask, are you an LPN or RN? Only thing, and I'm not downgrading RNs that they're essential, but the only difference
yes,
between the LPN and the RN could do where they're technically supposed to do everything we can first. We they could do everything first that we can't do. That's it.
right, right. My daughter's an LPN as well. She makes more than most of these RNs, Tosh.
I was too before I became a
And
business owner. I was making because I ran ventilators. I was teaching RNs how to run ventilators.
yeah.
They don't have the skill set.
And what a lot of people don't realize either that some of these LPNs can run these buildings as long as there's an RN in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, LPN can do her thing in the nursing home, especially the nursing homes. I don't know about the hospitals, but I know in our nursing home, if you were LPN and we needed a supervisor and the RN was busy or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, oh, an LPN can run that building.
And we usually do. And
Yeah.
even the hospitals, they starting to bring us back, but they're just calling us clinical. I didn't see clinical technicians here in
Uh huh.
Cleveland. They
Yes.
just calling us different things, so because they don't want to admit that they need us.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
That's
in Pennsylvania, I know up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, up in Philly, there's only three things that an LPN can't do, an RN can.
mm-hmm.
So that's it. It's only three things
And
that
most
they're
of the
not
time,
supposed
that
to do, but
technically we can't do. And most of the
right.
time,
And most of the time, they probably already know how to do it
yep.
because they did it.
I'm gonna tell you, I would take a seasoned LPN all day. I have an
All day
RN in my
long.
business that she writes off everything I can't do or do everything I can't do on paper. But I will take any day a seasoned LPN or even a seasoned STNA over a RN that just came out of school.
Any day, hands down.
Wow.
Because normally RNs that just came out of school, they have no patient care experience at all.
If you don't have that bedside
Mm-hmm.
patience and all that, honey, you forget it. It's not for you.
Mm-mm.
It's not for you.
Mm-mm.
Cola said, "Have y'all ever thought about going into the aesthetics field or teaching?"
I'm a tomboy. Like this picture right here, Cola. It's because my other sister that was supposed to do this modeling contract, she backed out. So my little sister talked me into it, and she did my makeup and hair. But Tasha will tell you, she doesn't see. I'm a tomboy. I don't. Mm-mm. I don't. I'll go get my feet done sometime, and my nails are cut really short. They always are short.
So is mine.
We can't. But most of the
I
time,
think
no.
you needed a nurse, P. I really think that photo shoot you did, such as like Orissa. You know what I'm saying? I think it's well deserved, considering all that you've been through and considering all the work that you do. She said,
Tasha, you knew I couldn't wait to come home and rip.
Girl, I know. I was shocked when you did it. Trust me. I was like, okay. I was like, what? Okay, nurse Pete's, it's time. And then you was like, And I was like,
Larissa, Tasha, no, I would keep my hair up in a bun to Kingdom Come, and then until it's time to deep condition and wash it again.
crazy. But I loved it. Y'all, I dropped Nurse P's link in the chat. Y'all, please
Oh,
make
thank
sure
you.
y'all go subscribe to her channel. Good morning,
But aren't
sister.
you in
Good
the
morning,
nursing
Sister
field still,
Kelly.
Tasha?
Huh?
Aren't you in the nursing field still?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. She said nope.
But look, my daughters. Both of them are going to school. My oldest daughter's going for her RN, and
Okay.
my next oldest daughter is going to school for her RN. My youngest daughter, she's 20. She just got her first dental assistant job, and she's a manager at Home Depot.
Good.
I'm so proud of her. She graduated dental college, and I was like, okay.
You know what
Good.
we got to do next, ladies? And I've not hit my page yet. I need to hit my page. Tasha been on me about hitting my page, but we need to do like a series on how people could get through school, or even go to school for almost, because that's how I got through LPN school, working at a hospital as a PCNA on the pediatric treatment floor. That's why I decided to become an LPN, because it was the most economical route for me at that time. Because and that's why I haven't went to get my RN yet, honestly, because I refused to go into $100,000 worth of debt. And when I was working out in the field up under somebody, the RNs was not making more than me. My skill set was, so why would I go in $100,000 worth of debt when I didn't have to? So that's another thing. Maybe we need to review about what's the benefit, pros and cons of getting the RN as opposed to LPN, and how would you go about the route of doing the most economical way? Because I have two now in college, and my youngest will be going to college in about a year. So I'm not trying to incur a lot of debt. And to me, the government need their butt whooped, because to me, LPN should have got, in my opinion, we should have had an option to either test out or go back to school for free. All
Right.
the nurses endure doing the C-19, and we can get nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
Let me read some of these real quick. They said CNAs do everything that nurses do except pass meds. Lalita
Mm-hmm.
said nurses are the first point of contacts and doctors are the last.
Mm-hmm.
Cola said RN and LPNs can make a lot of money in the aesthetics field. At the med spa, less stressful, same or more money. Just a question.
I never thought about that.
Mm.
That's a good thing to look into.
She said,
Are you a real Cola? Hold on, I might need to do some research in this. Hold
Right.
on.
Me too.
she said, child, they are paying 1,000 for Botox. SD can do it with you all standing by. You won't have to do nothing. We need y'all at the meta spas.
Oh wow.
Oh.
She said, Barbara Love said, RN has more education than an LPN, but sometimes experience is a better indication.
They have more education when you look at it on paper. But
On.
if you take
Yeah.
that, if you speak with an LPN or look at an LPN or even put them side by side in a lab with their skill set, I guarantee that LPN is going to outperform that RN 98% of the time.
Time. Every time. every time.
Wow. And nurse P, when would you like to start this? Because like I said, it's a lot of nurses that come through here once Orissa
I
started
don't
really
care. I
training.
didn't know that. See, I told you this is a different you and Shank's platform is different than the
Hmm.
rest of the sector that I'm used to, because you know how it is in the rest of the sector. And I like it over here. I like it over here between you and Shank. Because it's not, I don't have to get loud and belligerent, and people can actually
Hmm.
see my skill set and see that Nurse P is not crazy all the time.
Don't get it twisted. Let me put that in my notes. Don't get it twisted.
Like
Nurse
I
P.
literally do know what I'm talking about, and I do have a skill set that's not dragging oriented, and I do really like to help people. Like it's just layers to me. But oh, my dad was a retired military. That's how I became. That's how I know how to work on cars. He was a diesel mechanic. He taught all his little girls how to work on cars. So I get it. See, Cola know where the money at. I need to go follow Cola.
Right.
Carla, if you have a channel or anything like that, or you have an Instagram or something where people can get in touch with you, please drop that in the chat, please. Orissa and Nurse P, how do y'all feel about all of these infectious diseases that you could potentially take home, and have y'all took something home? Because I'm pretty sure it's not hard to take something home from the nursing field, but
You don't
how do
think
y'all really
about it.
feel?
You sure don't. I don't think I did. You don't think of the only time I was scared was C-19.
Yep.
The rest of this stuff, honey, I kept it moving. I kept it moving. You just don't have time to be scared. But C-19, yeah, I was scared. That was it. In the 31 years I've been doing this, that's the
And
only
we
time
get
I've been scared.
and she could tell you we get something called titers. When you
Yeah,
go into nurses, we get something called titers. Titers is when they take your blood to see what you're immune to
immune
and
system.
when you're
Yeah,
not. And they try to get you, they try to give you your immunizations for whatever you're not immune to. Sometimes you never become immune. I don't get it. I have been vaccinated for hepatitis B 5 times. I
yeah.
gave up. I started getting a letter from my doctor because I just my levels just not like high. I don't know why. I cannot become immune to that disease, but I cannot. It sometimes it's just you just gotta give it to God. Basically, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
She said, after I retired out of the military, I opened a small spa. I'm a Do y'all know how to say that word? Because I do not.
Esthetician,
Extension.
esthetician.
She said I was trying to get my little sister to move to VA, but she won't come.
My family, my grandma family from VA. That's how we came up here.
She said I'll take
No,
experience over
we don't.
education.
We don't have a very robust immune system. I know I don't. Sometimes I try to take as many vitamins as I can. I try to take care of myself, but for the most part, if she could, you could tell them if you got kids, like I hear her little kids, or even my big kids, they touch everything. My teenagers,
Uh-huh.
they touch everything in each other's faces. Like right now, this season right here, that's why it's so critical. Kids going back to school, they petri dishes for germs, and then they like to come touch you when they get home without washing their hands. So it's inevitable. They would wipe their nose and then come up to you, hi mommy here. Like so if it's a cold or something else, we're gonna get it. It's
Yeah.
just what it is.
Let me ask you both of you ladies this question. It said, "What triggers stress in nursing?" It said, "Exposure to work-related violence or threats. Nurses are at a high risk for facing episodes of violence. This includes patients who verbally abuse, make threats, and sexually harasses nurses. Also, sleep deprivation. Working in a healthcare facility is not the normal 9 to 5 job."
All of that's true.
Whew. Yeah. Whew.
I'm gonna give an example. I done had patience because that's why I'm telling you. That's why I went into become an LPN because most of our kids melanated. I know it might be not melanated kids that get trached. There's not enough nurses for, and most of the time they end up in the foster care system. because most of the time family's not there to get trained on the ventilator and there's not enough support at the home. So most of the time social work do get involved at the hospital before they can find nursing. And normally the nurses catch the short end of the stick because we're always the scapegoats.
Right.
We're the scapegoats to everything.
Big
So that's
time.
how we get into it. No matter if it's a doctor's order, no matter if it's a social work order, dietary order, like nurse, even if like if a dietitian put in an order, we have to follow that order.
Right. Yeah.
And if they don't like it, the parents don't like it, or they would come after us instead of actually going to question the doctor why they put it in, or we we get the short end of the stick every time we
Yep,
just
every time. Yep, and
So
that's what I refer you to. The supervisor and the nurse.
mm-hmm.
Yes, I
Barbara
do.
said being exposed on a regular basis to all those germs has to help with resistance, unless of course something is amiss.
Certain stuff, you just got super bugs too. So, and
Mhm.
kids, I'm telling you, kids are petri dishes. Like, you never know what they're gonna give you or bring home. And hitting and spitting, I encountered that with dementia patients that or mental health patients to us, but mostly majority is from the hitting and spitting came from, in my opinion, in my experience, was from patients that were sundowning.
Sundowners, pain.
Mhm.
So it just all depends. So you just have to know that patient, you know. So
Mhm.
like I said, I've been on the same unit for years, so I know exactly. You know what I'm saying? Every time,
Mhm.
the same time. I know what everybody's going through, and like I said, we have 20 different people going through 20 different things on Sundowners. It's crazy.
Mhm.
How do y'all feel about this? Vibrant said back in the day, immunizations weren't as plentiful, so the immune system had to work harder. Some say that's why we have so many allergies nowadays, too much immunization. Do y'all believe that? Because that does make a little sense.
Whew. Mm.
I don't know. It does and then does. All I know is about I keep reverting back to this peanut allergy that wasn't really around. It wasn't as prevalent. I'm 30. Let me see, girl. Damn, I didn't stop. I'm 39. I just I had to think how old I was. 39. And when I was younger, like peanut allergy, for example, was not as prevalent as it is now. Like, so I don't. That might have some truth in it, but I don't know because I have to do more research. I'm not
Yeah.
as versed in that field or that term. That uh,
What about the nurses?
y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Uh huh.
This is
That's
a
not my
good
skill set.
question, Nurse P and Orissa. What about the nurses that get hooked on the medication they have to access to?
Oh my god, I know Larissa got
Wow.
stories. I do too.
Because y'all know I'm in a nursing home. I see it all the time.
I'm not even a nursing
Yes.
home. I see it all the time too.
Woo, honey. I don't know what's worse though, Nurse P. Whoo, I don't know which one is worse. But
You
I
know,
do
you in a nursing
know.
home, and honestly, we got stories for
That's
ever.
what I told Tasha. I said I could sit here all day and tell you about just one nursing home, just one I've been in. But I've been there where the cops is there. They didn't lock down the building, because three bingo cards of 15 milligrams narcos is gone. It's
Hmm.
crazy. Like they go that far. They
Hmm.
go that far. Not just take one.
The
You took
whole
about
car.
90. You took 90. What is wrong with you? Yes.
I had one nurse that was. That's why you got to count. I don't care. I tell all my nurses, even when I
Every
was, you better
time.
count. You better make sure that's the right medication because I had a nurse before that would take the capsules apart and empty the medication and replace it with another substance because capsules you could take apart and empty it and put back in it wasn't the medication that was supposed to be in there in the first place. They go. It's nurses get some nurses get it is scary. That's why you have to when you're a nurse you got to watch your front, back, and side because if you
Yeah.
don't go out and make sure that's that medication, you're going to get blamed for it.
Yeah. That's why I don't sign off on ish, honey.
Hmm.
I'm counting and I'm counting again. Yeah, but
Hmm.
I think some of the nurses that some of these nurses that I done met, some of the biggest drug addicts I ever met.
Hmm.
I've never seen nothing like it. How? Why? But
Well,
yeah,
yes, I do think that's one of the coping mechanisms a lot of nurses go after partaking in is maybe, but they I don't think they think of it as having a habit. I think that's the problem.
Nurse P, do you remember back in the day when they had a lot of these nurses like peeling off the pain patch and then like sucking the rest of the medicine off because that patch needed to be changed?
Hmm.
Do you remember any of those
Hmm.
stories? Like I used to be like, how? Why?
Hmm. Hmm.
They
Yep,
would
and
chew the,
why they yes,
yes,
it
they would
like
chew the
we got
fentanyl
stories for
patch.
years.
Yep. Yep. Off the person's skin and you're putting that in your mouth.
Hmm.
Wow.
Don't care because they just want that
They
fix.
want that high, that fix. Yep.
Wow.
And they
Crazy.
normally don't even you if they get caught, then normally what happens is they don't lose their license right away if they want to go into whatever recommend the board recommends that they do for treatment. They
Yeah.
still have to get some kind of help hold up some accountability for what they did, but it just
Cola said, "Do you think it's a coping mechanism for the
yep.
stress you all endure?"
But yeah, but some of them do. Like I said, nursing's not for the weak, and that's not an excuse for them. I don't think most of them think that's a habit. Like I think they just, I don't know. I can't explain. I don't think they think of it as having a habit until it's out of control, where they can't control it, and then they get caught.
But well see some of that because I not too long ago I ran into a nurse just nodding away. I'm like, are y'all really? And I'm in the hallway, like, are y'all really gonna let this lady pass meds? Are you serious? Are you
Hmm.
serious? I mean, nodding at the port, she's passing meds. And she was RN, nodding. Couldn't believe it. Slobbering. Head to the side. Girl, guy. Somebody come get this court. Send her on home.
But you
Heather
could
said,
tell.
there was a really sweet nurse I worked with at DeVita in Michigan, and she stole patients' meds and stole mine right out of a locker after I had surgery and was still recovering at work.
I believe that. I can believe that. We see you see it all. If you're a nurse, you done seen it all. If you've been in this field, that's why we're not shocked.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you. It said, "What is a stressful situation for a nurse?" In fact, stress and burnout affect 10 to 70% of nurses. Sources of stress can be the patients and cases they observe, time constraints to get the work done, conflict with leadership or coworkers, or feeling lack of control in the work environment. How do y'all feel about that?
All the above.
How about the patients and the cases for you?
It's not really. It's the patients, yes, but mainly it's the family. See, what I do is going to homes, so it's like it's a tightrope walk. Like I don't exactly tell the parent like how to or the family member exact if there's not going against the order directly, then I'm not going to sit there and nitpick at the patient because that's the quickest way to get kicked out of a home or get your butt kicked
Right.
out of a house. It's like a tightrope walk, but I could say it's just stressful. You learn how to walk that tightrope. You learn how
Mhm.
that's where anticipating the patient's needs, get to know the patient, and you know what to do and what not to do. If that makes any sense,
Mhm. Yeah.
you learn how to teeter totter around certain things to get them to do what you want. So it's really not the patient for me per se. It's mainly the doctors that don't know what they're doing. They try to tell
Right.
you
Right.
keep trying to harbor and you like no that's not the right thing and they keep trying to go back and forth with you and act like they know more than you do because they got PhD or they think they know more and they don't know anything. So
And Nurse P, I am not afraid to let a doctor know that he is wrong.
yep.
You know, I am not. I'm not afraid. No, I'm not. Nope.
Because that's our license at the end of the day that we
Yeah,
work for.
yeah, because you're gonna blame it on me.
Hmm.
You're gonna
Hmm.
blame that on me. Oh no. Nope,
So
nope,
And
y'all
they
nope.
get the
will.
short
They'll throw
so when
you under the
something
bus
goes
real quick.
wrong, they blame y'all, is what y'all telling me.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yes.
At the end of the day, heck yeah. You better believe your name is gonna be in that report. You
We
Wow.
the
better believe
scapegoat
it.
for everything. That's why you have to chart. You have to everything. You have to record everything because if you don't, you get blamed for. You still gonna get blamed, but at least you charted what happened, who you
Yeah.
contacted, what you did. Like because if you don't, them doctors, especially I used to hate new residents.
Oh
New
yeah. Oh yeah.
They the worst. When they doing a rotation, they doing a new rotation on your floor or what that's the worst. Cause they come in there like they really know. I done had a doctor come in and ask me, why is that patient's heart rate so low? And I'll be like, you do know when you go to sleep, everything slow down, right? I had to actually explain this to a doctor. like,
Yeah. I
like,
believe that.
Yeah.
it's just salute TT. Like it's
Bluetooth.
just crazy stuff we encounter. And I know you encountered some stuff, Larissa. You've been in the game way longer than I have.
Woo, honey.
Salute transparent. I dropped the link, sister, if you want to come up and share kind of share your experience in the panel's open to any and everybody. I just so happened to catch Nurse P during her work shift. So I was
Yeah.
like, sister, hit the panel. I would love to hear from you on this conversation because I have conversations with her and I hear how stressful sometimes it
Yeah.
is again trying to manage nurse stress in the working
Well,
field.
Larissa, you say you still work in a nursing home, right?
Uh-huh. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
see, no, her stress levels way. I gotta say, I have stress,
Woo.
but I commend Larissa.
Mm.
I commend you.
And I tell Tasha all the time, I'm like, girl, it's crazy in here today. Because, like I said, you don't know what you're going to be when you walk through those doors. When you punch that clock, I don't know what I'm going to be when I get in there. I don't know if I'm going to be on the floor with you. Because, like I said, I worked the lockdown unit, and
That's hard.
you don't know if you're going to be the mom, the sister, brother, cousin, uncle, nephew, daughter, son. You don't know none of that until you get there. And I'm
And
telling
you've been in a nursing home. You gotta, if you have an aide, or if the aide got to be dispatched to somewhere else, and you
you,
there, but
with 20 people,
yep.
that's on sundowners, and you don't want that, and
Hmm.
back in the day, the nuns is the ones that trained us, back in the day, in the late 80s, early 90s.
And them
So,
sundowners love to fall.
honey,
Ugh.
and when you see all of them getting it, you're just like, God damn it. You just start putting stuff up and get ready because it's about to go
They,
down.
Tasha, when I tell you they just love to fall, like you could be, they just they just it's hard to explain. And then you got to write an incident report because they done fail in
Uh,
between dispersing all these meds on time and Larissa, I commend because I'm telling you, I didn't get she's a dietary aide sometimes.
all of it.
She
I
the
pass
sitter, she
trays.
everything.
I wash people. You give their medicine. I'm
Hmm.
everything. I'm the supervisor. Everybody. Everybody. And when I say I'm locked down, y'all, I'm locked down. You need a
Yes.
code to get into where I am. So if I do need help and you see me through the doors, I'm hoping you know that damn code. Oh
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
my God,
honey.
Larissa, I salute you for real. Like
Oh
she
yeah.
yeah, she has a real. I can't do it. I'm not about that life. Mm-mm.
So, and Nurse P, this is all I do. From Western, we have a hospital up here called Western Psych. So that's one of the places I started at, and then I
Okay.
did. So I worked with psychogeriatrics, and that is the worst. I lasted about 5 years. I can't
See,
believe I lasted 5 years, but
see,
it is craziness. And when I say psychogeriatrics, psycho geriatrics. You know.
See, I could take psych more so than geriatrics because my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and no, I'm not about that. Like, but the psych I could take because I'm a little. I say, see, people that crazy that know they're crazy. I mean, I'm a little crazy because my family made me that way. Because I grew up around. I just think I'm just natural. I grew up around mental health, so I know how I just acquired that skill set on how to deal with them on different levels, how to be stern. Because a mental health patient, I don't care if they manic or whatever, they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah.
A lot of people be like they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
they
You
know
just
what
gotta
they
hold
doing.
them accountable.
And I learned a lot of that, in the beginning. I'm like,
Hmm.
they know exactly what they're doing. So some people want you to have the attitude that you're supposed to be. Not, it's not. I'm being stern. You have to be
Hmm.
stern. You have to be stern because they're little big kids.
And
Little.
Larissa, you know if you not some of them, you gonna become a victim.
Yep. Yep.
You will become if you not stern. If you don't go in there with, I swear, if you go in there showing that you weak, you will become a
Oh.
casualty of their
Yep.
or of them. Yes, you will.
Oh, I done
Wow.
seen so many nurses and nurse aides leave, come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go. Because you have to be stern. I you don't want to treat them like little kids, but
Mm-mm.
that's what they're acting like. So you got to get down on their level. But I'm a win. I win every time.
Mhm.
Uh,
Carlos,
yeah.
he said my 18th year teaching psych teens tired.
God bless you. God, but see, look with psych teams, I'm gonna say this. It's it's different. I'm gonna say this too. It's different the way our melanated people are treated in the
Yeah.
psych gang period, as opposed as our counterparts. I see it all the time. See it. It's a clear. How can I say this? Like, hold on. It's a clear segregation. That's exactly what it is. As opposed to they treat them with even care of caring for our melanated people as a care of our other people of the other cultures is completely different,
Hmm.
and it's not as intense, and the side effects of the meds are not as adverse because that's why a lot of our even my uncles done told me and my sister, that's why a lot of our people self-medicate with drugs and alcohol as opposed to their treatment that they get when they go to hospital for certain psychiatric
All right.
conditions that they may have to endure.
Mm.
I hate Depakote. That's one I hate.
Yes, I do too.
And they always try to put our melanated people on that.
On
That's like the
Depakote, big time, and high doses too.
yes.
High doses too. You're supposed to start small, but some of these doctors,
Just
no.
like our kids with ADD, ADHD. I have one with Asperger's that has autism, one of my children on the highest spectrum. He's not on any meds, but I had a child with ADD and I changed his diet. Luckily, he had a melanated doctor that did culturally centered care because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know I had it until he told me.
Oh,
I was
wow.
sure dad had it, but I had it. But the way when I was in doing school nursing, I used to be a school nurse also. I hate when our kids are so medicated because they'll start our kids with the highest dose of the medication instead of starting them at a low dose and tapering them up. They will
Yes.
start them at the absolute highest dose and have your kid looking like a zombie. I hate that.
Yes. Stop.
I hate that because not only parents don't get, see, parents need to do more research because your kid might need meds. They might do, but that med not only impacts their psychological well being and have them looking like zombies, drooling, and not being able to function, it also impacts their heart. Like it run, a lot of parents don't know that the medications run their blood pressure up to almost stroke level if you're
Yeah.
not careful.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff really need to be talked about. And a lot of like I was a young mom, so I didn't know about it then as much as I know about it now. You right, Raw. You are right because like my uncles, I found some of my my uncles old report cards in my grandma's trunk. when she passed away. When I tell you, looking at their old report cards, I think my uncles actually suffered from ADD, ADHD, and it manifested to other mental health conditions when they got older that because it wasn't treated when they were younger. So that's very true.
So Nurse P and Orissa, why do you think they give our melanated people such a high dose?
Lack of knowledge.
Yeah, yeah.
She said mental health disorders are hereditary, but in our communities, they shrug it off.
Yeah, I I don't think it's shrugged off. I think it's a lack of knowledge, and it's the stigma that's associated with it.
Right.
She said Wells said parents have to research and advocate for their children before agreeing to these
I
medications.
agree with that, and I disagree with that to an extent because if you're a young parent, I was 17 when I first had. I don't try to judge nobody because I know at 17 when I had my son, I was not doing when I was in my 20s, early 20s, like most parents, and I'm not being funny. You take your kid to the doctor, you pretty much take the doctor's um,
Ooh.
their word for it. You don't really which is I'm not saying it's a good thing, but you pretty much not gonna sit there, oh, let me look up this man, let me look up that man. But I know my kid need help. The teacher is saying my kid need help. So it has to be good because the doctor's saying it's good. Like most people not gonna think, oh, I need to do research if that makes sense.
I'm sorry, but you struck a nerve when you said you read them old report cards. Let me tell you something, sis.
It's the truth.
Especially if you get the report cards from white teachers.
Uh-huh.
Dude, look, ain't a damn thing wrong with us. This is what they gonna get. They own diagnosis. This is what the blueprint. They have a blueprint to say this about us. And the other sister was right about the high dosage and everything because the higher they get, then you get the used to that medicine. They have to give you a high dosage. They only do that to the strong melanated people. They only do that. Look, I'm telling you, do not believe that if you take your grandbaby or your child and they tell you that baby suffering from whatever you call HD with all that bullshit and just is act normal around other people. Look, ain't look. All that child need to be around is a good environment, and I know it's hard for y'all parents to do it. If you keep your man, if you can keep your woman, because the child need both of the children and a spiritual strong foundation and
Racially to
environment.
an extent, Shayla.
And
Now, I've been with my husband forever, so
yes,
you
I know.
cannot say that. And some do be wrong with some of these kids. I'm
Let me
telling you,
finish. Let me. I promise. I promise. Because I'm not gonna be up here.
go ahead.
And not only parents got to be there, they got to be relevant. Spiritual foundation, environment, and also your diet, the way you eat, and that has a lot to do. It's a lot of things what we suffering from being diagnosed. A lot of shit that have we what we put into our bodies,
But Shayna,
especially.
you have to take into account that with us melanated people, let's keep it real. Most of us, not all of us, for the most part, reside in something called a food desert. And
Wait a
most of
minute.
the
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
time,
whoa, whoa.
yeah, I know,
Eso, mama. What you say?
food desert.
Food desert.
Desert, meaning they're not accessible to fresh quality foods. So most people
Uh
are
huh.
eating to survive for survival.
I agree because you know why? Ever since you back in the day, we grew our own food. But
That's
since we,
true.
since we started accepting the old whitey and buying from whitey, we used to do our own shit, grow our own food. That's not an excuse.
That no, I'm not saying, but ignorance. No, when I'm saying ignorance is bliss, and like I know what you're talking about. I have a grandma that taught me how she used to grow collard greens in her garden
Yes,
and
ma'am.
swap with her neighbor that grew tomatoes. I get exactly what you're talking about, but in especially now, it's like, for example, my son used to love my oldest son used to love cinnamon toast crunch. I did not know until he had a melanated doctor
Mm.
that sat and talked to me, because a lot of us don't know how to eat. We were taught to clean our plate, and that was it. You
Mm-hmm.
ate, sat in front of you, and that was it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch actually has paint thinner in it.
That's it got a little bit more than that. Go ahead.
But if you don't know and you're not educated about it, and you
The
don't
wheat
know
they use is not real. That's artificial.
what you
The
said,
wheat they use to make the cereal, that's not even real.
but how
And they
they're not,
will lie
if
and
you
tell you
don't
it's
know
something
though,
else.
but if you
I'm
don't know
sorry, I ain't
though,
mean to.
how do you know? If
Ma'am,
you looking for
they have
survival,
stuff that's out the Food and Drug Association. Food and Drug Association ain't even approved yet.
Shana,
But
let me give you an
that's
example.
why they go out and find patients and pay they'll pay like a little whatever if you test this drug for. I know you seen that. I'm
No,
telling you.
I get exactly what you're saying, but I'm saying this: if you, because I grew up in the inner city of Cleveland, and it's still like that here.
Mm.
If you could go up the street and it's 4 and 5 fast food chains that you could get a meal for $4 and $5, and it's a corner store on every single corner, and you could go in there and ramen noodles, and they got nothing but stuff with high fructose corn syrup, chips and stuff, but it's no access. You got to take a bus, or somebody got to pay, or you got to walk a long time to get to the actual store with fresh fruit or vegetables.
Like y'all should have a bunch of farms out there.
They
'Cause
don't. We're out and not in the inner city, probably
y'all,
in the rural areas, but I'm in the city. That's
y'all got all that damn land, they ain't doing nothing with it.
out in the rural areas. See, the people have Ohio's biscuit screwed. Cleveland is the city. Akron is the city. Cincinnati is the city. We city is hood. If you got to go out there, rural Ohio, where all the farms and stuff at. And like I said, in the city, it's not a lot, especially in inner city where Cleveland, where you anybody that's from Cleveland would know it's not AZ. If you see AZ King, he will tell you. It's not a lot of access to fresh foods or stores. You have to travel to them, as opposed to a kid or a family could go up to the store and buy $5 pieces from Little Caesars. They could go to Wendy's and
Mhm.
buy $5 meal. And you
I'm
go to
sorry, I ain't mean to cut
they
you
go to
off, and I
Oakland and buy
understand where you
dollar
coming from.
bread, $2 bread, and selling it to you for $4 or $5 resale.
I understand where you coming from, but that's still not an excuse.
Okay, so
The
what is
reason why, hold on, let me tell you the reason why it's not an excuse. All that goddamn land y'all got out there that can grow your own
how
shit.
you know what land we got? Have you been to Cleveland?
Didn't you say how many miles you got to walk to go to the grocery store?
Have you been to Cleveland?
I listen real good.
You need to do
Cleveland,
your
no ma'am,
research. Look
no
up
ma'am, no ma'am,
Cleveland
no
and
ma'am.
rural Ohio is the two. See, Ohio is a very big state. You need to look at it. Cleveland
Very
is
much
big.
land. Thank you. I know. Okay, go ahead.
It's not a lot of land here.
Oh, it's concrete.
Huh?
It's concrete.
Yeah, and Cleveland, yes.
Oh, so
Go
it's like
look
the
up Cleveland.
okay.
Look up Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Shano, but you can't judge people because you never know what background you got to meet. See, that's why people need to meet people where they at,
True
and
that.
maybe
True
you
that.
can help educate some people on stuff they don't know, because you learn something new every day.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
people don't know, then they don't know. Most people I know that's here, I just started learning how to eat as an adult. When I had kids that was diagnosed with certain disorders, then I started looking into it. But if you don't know, then you don't know. If you eating for some, if you only make a certain amount of money and your
Mm,
money only goes so far, you gonna make sure your kids eat at the end of the day. You not
right
look
on.
to you get what I'm saying. You're not looking for the oh,
I
I need to
understand.
get
I
this
understand.
organic this or this organic that, or see what's in this cereal or that cereal. You just want to make sure your kid eats at the end of the day.
See, wow, I do understand that. I understand
And
where you're
kids
coming
do have
from. On
disorders, Shano.
come again.
Kids do have disorders. My child's all my kid. You know how long I've been with my husband. I told you I've been with him since I was 16.
I
So,
Yes, I understand why they have disorders, and I understand where it come from. Trust me, I kids do have disorders. I believe not because of birth or anything like that, or being what they call it. You know, you born with it, whatever. I don't believe in that.
sometimes it is a genetic yes, that you can't
Then you
say
got to
it's
blame it on
not.
the parents, because a lot of it has something to do. What you are, what you eat. and especially the damn lifestyle. They
Then what
have they
happened to my
and
uncle? That my grandma, like you said, grew her stuff. She was healthy, and they still was bad as hell. And they daddy
okay,
was there.
okay. Wait a minute, come again. And they daddy was there.
Their daddy was there, and they still was bad as hell.
Man, well,
And
so
she
so
took my
they. Well,
grandma
I mean, how they come out?
everywhere.
How they come out? How they come out?
They got schizophrenia. I got two uncles with schizophrenia. And when
Oh,
I read their report cards, I'm telling you, some of this, I get what you're saying, but some of it is. But when a kid is diagnosed, I tell any parent now, because I didn't know. When they're diagnosed, luckily I had a good pediatrician that walked me through it. When a teacher says your kid has something, you don't have to just take their word for it. You need to take that kid to a speech pathologist that the doctor can tell them to see if they got a hearing or a speech problem that might
true
be
that.
impairing
True that.
their learning. And it's a lot of other things, studies they need to go to before they are in a lot of other scales that the teacher shouldn't just be the say or be all. And if the kid is determined to have a learning disability, that's what I'm saying. But
Right,
it's
right.
certain people who do have learning disability. That's just the way it is. But should they be walking around like zombie apocalypse? No.
Yeah.
But it do need to be addressed and treated, and the stigma need to be removed. Like if you got a psychotic disability, it's like any other condition. It can be treated, it
hmm
can be managed, but you shouldn't be ostracized or criticized because you have it. And I think that's a problem in our community with having a mental illness.
Now, let me say this. Now, not to cut you off, but we was telling me your uncle was diagnosed with schizophrenic. They've been doing testings on us for a very long time. For a very long time. They have tapped into our DNA. They've been messing with our DNA for a very long time.
A
And
lot of
I
us
just got
let
to
us no, a lot of you was an 80s baby. Well, I'm an 80s baby, but you was in the 70s and 80s, and my daddy even told
78,
me about
78.
this. A lot of y'all let the government mess with y'all DNA and stuff. It's called drugs that alter
Look,
some of the cycle.
let me tell you how mama nah, I don't even I'm telling my body.
Uh-huh,
I'm
uh-huh.
telling my no, she did you know what they do to you when you
Absolutely
come
right.
out the womb and they cut you a little whatever. She didn't let them do them. She didn't she said I was so pretty I was so a pretty ass baby. She just didn't want them to touch. No, do not touch him.
Channel, you crazy as hell too.
I'm just telling you what my mom told me.
You crazy as hell too. I'm telling you.
I'm crazy as hell.
Yeah, you crazy as hell. You know it. I am too. It's not
It
wrong
all
with it.
depends. It all depends.
It's not wrong
Situations.
with it. Sometimes you feel like a nest, sometimes you don't.
Uh,
Hey.
and most of y'all like it.
Hold on, Shano and Nurse B. Let me read this. She said when Shano was talking about the farming, Cola said it also takes money and time to farm, and she said most people don't have the time. And
Mm-hmm.
Melanated Jim said some who own farms had to shut down due to economy issues and bad soil and etc.
True.
Yeah, that make a whole lot of sense. And well, if you do it the old school way, see, that's what the government wants you to think. Is take a lot of. You was
How do you
correct
know
about the
the old
time
school
part, but the
way,
money part,
Shano?
ma'am,
If nobody taught you, how do you know?
true that. You
I'm
absolutely right, but stop cutting me out. Let me finish. Safini,
You got love finish too,
Jean,
Shano.
God.
Yeah. Go ahead,
But
Go
yeah,
Nurse.
you're
ahead.
absolutely right on that though. But because they ain't had to have okay, they grow acres and acres back in the gap. All they did is learn how to carve a few sticks and found them a goddamn cow and pulled to make that to turn over the dirt. See, the
How you gonna
reason
pay
why
for the
the reason
cow?
why the dirt ain't no good because of the pollution and what they giving us to say put a because you have to have this in your dirt if you want to grow. If that's
How
why
you gonna pay
the
for the cows, Shano, if you ain't got no money?
see that look here. I'm where what
I'm just being realistic.
where your husband at? Tell him I said.
He minding the business that pays him and leaving his
Matter of
wife
fact,
alone.
how much money you spent this week? You better not spend. You know what?
You gotta spend money to make money.
Yes, you do.
What? No,
That's
we
what
talking
I'm
about
saying.
your
You coming up
not
with all
his
these
money.
creative
We're not his
solutions.
money. Your money, nigga.
what mine is mine and what's his is mine. I keep telling you that. I don't know
See,
why you
what
won't
I
listen
told you
to
about
me.
that? What have I told you? See, excuse me, Miss Parker. We
See,
have been
he just like
fighting
they don't just like
behind this
arguing.
for a very long time. Where's my
Shayna,
brother, Miss? Huh?
you come with all these good. Hey, God, Mama, you come with all these creative solutions, and I appreciate your solutions, and I get it. But if you don't know nothing about farming, all you know is about survival.
No, I
If
know a
you're
lot
not
about
taught,
farming. My grandmother taught me how to do it.
okay, see, and that was good. Just like my grandma taught me how to do certain stuff with farming. But if you don't know, and if you don't have the materials needed
Absolutely right.
to do it,
And
then you don't
the
know.
material is the teacher.
You just said cows. Where the hell you need money to buy cows, right?
I mean, you don't actually necessarily need a cow. You just got to go to work. You know what
And
I'm
most of
saying?
the times, when people gonna buy a cow, I'm tell you, they gonna eat the meat from the cow.
I
I'm
know
just
that it's the work. Usually they don't use the cow. They get a jackass, a donkey. They use that one because them motherfuckers are strong.
see, I
You
never
know what
knew
I'm
that.
saying?
See, you learn something new every. That's what I'm saying. So why don't you educate the people on how to do that?
Well,
Because a
yeah,
lot
You,
of
you
us
know
don't know.
what? You was gonna let me
Huh?
get off my top. Uh,
Why don't you educate the people about starting a farm? Or
I
I
can.
even been looking it up. Container farm.
Well,
Container.
before I start telling the people how, I want to invest into some land. That way, I can be, I can my walk can be more profound.
So we gotta
You
wait
know,
40 million years a slave before you come up with a solution on how to teach the people how to. You telling us how to do stuff, but you won't show us how.
well, before of course but
Hey,
it
Miss
would be
Parker.
more paramount if part of the equipment is land. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't teach and you don't even just like the
It's
material.
called container gardening. I've been looking that up lately.
Mm.
That
hey
was my
guys, man.
mama starting to. That was my mama starting to do the container garden.
That's that inside deal thing.
No, you can do it outside. You just do it in
You
container
do it
when you have a
outside.
small space.
Yeah, you just need a small space where you can like contain the garden.
See me, I'm definitely growing some peas. I know how to put up the stream, train to grow around the tree, will go straight up. I know how to do that. Uh that would be the main thing. What else?
I
See,
want
you
to
Gotta
do
talking
me
a
a.
have
foreign language.
I want to
Let me
do
huh?
me a. I
let me
want
ask
some.
y'all all on the panel real quick a question. Is it important right now to start growing your own gardens? Because I just looked up this poison in the dirty truth about our food, and it definitely
Oh yeah.
gives you an insight on how to do something different.
Oh
We
yeah.
have to eat
Absolutely.
things we can
Oh, have
change
y'all
our
seen on the news? Have y'all seen on the news where President Putin he giving away free citizenship and free land to people who want to grow organic food?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't
Yeah,
going
so
Mm-hmm.
you
nowhere
know.
You
Putin
see,
get.
the best place where to grow is what you want to grow away from the city, away from the plants. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of traffic cars don't grow by because all that come out that exhaust the planes. A lot, kind of like a no-fly zone area. That's where you want to grow, and
But what if the only access you have is in those areas?
well, hey, you have to do like what
Start a
you
community garden.
yeah.
But how do
Okay.
you do that? Because we do. I mean, like,
Hmm.
isn't that kind of non-preventable that you can't. I mean, like, we have planes flying everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So how do you grow where it's a no-fly zone area? Where is a no-fly zone area?
Yeah, true that. The planes fly
It depending
everywhere.
on how serious you is, or maybe you have to relocate. Mm.
But you got to be careful, like you said, with the food, because y'all know Bill Gates has bought all the farmland in Mississippi.
Hmm.
But how you gonna relocate or do any of the stuff you're talking about if you don't have the money or the resources to do so?
Yeah, because all that gonna
Mm.
cost.
Real
Well, I
quick,
don't know, man. That's when that's when you have to exercise your faith, man. Because as long as I'm on top of that glass, eventually it's either gonna get done. And I'm gonna get to it. Might take a while, but hey, it's going
But
down.
no, that's where each one teach one. You need to come in.
Well,
Let's go.
well,
Let's
that's
go.
what. Well,
look
that's
up.
when going back to the old days start to, because you know you could. there's ways where you can, you know what I'm saying, rig up devices where you can get free electricity, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So it's possible,
You
but
know,
you
the
gotta.
reason why we think we need all this is because, that's been,
We
you
was
know,
conditioned that way.
we've been conditioned that way. That's why we think we need all this, and because you want to stay with the Jones. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I don't think
to
it's staying
think
with the
about it.
Joes. I just think y'all using the wrong verbiage. It's not staying. It's survival.
Yeah, cause think about
Okay.
it. 90% of the world still walk barefoot and still live off primitive. You know what I'm saying? Survival thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they still make fire by hand and make things by hand made and don't use machines. Like if you go to Africa, man, people still living the way they've been living since before Jesus was walking. You know what
Bro,
I'm
I was
saying?
just finna say I was strolling like 30 minutes ago, and I came across a lady, an African lady, real nice looking lady. I ain't going there flirting or nothing. And I was in the chat. She read my chat because she know that I was new, because it was a lot of foreign people in there. And I say, is it true, respectfully, that the African women, no, people is distracting they melon from the skin and selling it? She was like, yes. She was like, yes.
Yeah, and they even got a thing where they using a whitening cream. They trying to lighten their skin over there. They
She
using
said,
like
yes. How
bleaching
they doing it?
cream.
I'm from Kenya. Yeah, that's it. That was like, damn, they really doing that shit.
Give me
No,
a
but back
second,
to going to
Shayla. Hold
school.
on, Nurse P. Nurse P, give me 1 second. Well runs black, and this is for anybody with children that's going to school. She said Tennessee State University is offering a full ride scholarship for students interested in studying agriculture. Encourage children interested in growing the land to consider it as a major. That's
That's
Mm.
true.
That's a major. And let me tell you something. That's more than investing your money in the stocks and crypto. You can't go wrong with agriculture. Period.
you can't.
Gotta eat.
She said, no problem. They have females that have applied and been accepted and are looking for males to apply for consideration still. I believe it's the inaugural year.
Oh, that inaugural. Yeah,
In,
yeah, that's a.
well,
That's,
y'all know I am with words.
I know, me too, girl. Sometimes inaugural. Yeah, it was just yeah, okay.
So,
But see
Shayla,
that, but
go
see,
ahead.
a lot of our kids don't know about that field.
You're right. You're right.
Why is it? It's because we're not teaching them, right? We're not
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
educating.
Yes, ma'am.
agriculture is real important.
And that's
Very,
because
it's
a lot of
very
us don't know
important.
about it.
It's very important. Agriculture. Even the scripture said, "Till the land, man."
Yeah, 'cause without the land, what do we have? 'Cause we live off
It
basically
would be
Godmother,
live
that's
off the
wild. It
first
land.
would be too
semester.
wild. It wouldn't be livable. It'd just wild everywhere.
Okay, but why can I ask this? Then why don't Shayna and Jasmine y'all bring up some important issues about growing our foods and how important it is important? So people that have the skill set, just like we nurses have a certain skill set. I done said this multiple times. Everybody on this app have different skills that can help each other out. So why don't y'all help try to meet people where they're at and try
You
to
just
educate
answer my question. You just you
people?
not. I got to do that. I got to do it. I'm just a little paranoid, but I'm gonna go and do it. But oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's nurse. That's what I'm saying. But no, just meet people where they're at because some people don't know. Like all the stuff you just mentioned about landscape, like even growing what you was doing to the land, you were talking a foreign language to me.
Like till the land. Like say like the living conditions. If you don't cut the yard, put it. That's the part of tilling the land. Taking
Yeah,
care,
you
just
gotta
like taking care of the
maintain the
woman.
land.
Just like taking care of the woman. Make sure
But see,
she
that's why
good.
you got to meet people where they at, and then you could teach them. And ignorant is bliss. If you don't know, you just ignorant to it.
I got into it early, like with me coming from New Orleans and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We grew up
Wah.
playing in gardens and you know what I'm saying, watermelon fields, flower gardens, and all that. So we was taught that. That's why I want a cow and some chickens, because you know they about to have a food shortage coming up, and you know they're
So
making
you
all
want
these
to get you a
fake lab
bull and a
foods and
cow.
shit.
You want you a bull and a cow.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Why you want a bull, Shayna?
That's the mail.
I was asking, why do you want a bull and a cow?
I
You
mean, if
gotta
you want to
made it.
continue to have meat,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you gotta made it.
well, Nurse P, Shano, Gas Man, I appreciate, man, Nurse P, thank you so much for pulling up and giving your insight on managing nurse stress. Gas Man and Shano, I hope to see y'all soon on
ooh,
having
what was the
private
topic?
conversation. It was
I
What
just
was
gonna come up here and go, hey, now what's the topic?
we
no?
got
What
a
no?
little bit
Because
we got
I just popped up on the screen. I didn't. Y'all seen her live, and let me go time in. What was the topic again?
let me get Shano backstage. Let me hold on, y'all. Let me
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going mute. I'm going mute.
But nah,
Uh,
Shano, it was managing nurse stress, but we did get on the topic of medicines and stuff like that, and then
Mhm.
you brought up some important topics.
Oh,
I
you know
think
what? That subject go good with the 12 steps, man. Ooh.
let me get Shano's ass backstage. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me learn how to wait a minute. Nah, but yeah, Shano, we definitely need these type of conversations. This is
Man,
stuff they
no.
don't want us to talk about in our melanated communities. Thank you, Well Runs Black, for even telling us that
Mhm.
Tennessee University is giving away free rides for this. And like Nurse P said, we definitely have to start educating our kids.
Mm,
Gas Man brought up some good points about the gardening.
Mhm.
Even with me not thinking about Shano, you gave me a good hindsight of the no fly zone and the cars coming through the stuff coming from the exhaust. I never thought about that.
mm,
I really didn't.
The planes,
oh, Miss Parker. Oh, Miss
Go ahead.
Parker, I'm about to sign up
it's
for
well,
school.
not it can pass through, but where it's always frequently like 24/7, it's not good to grow.
What was you saying, Gasman? I'm sorry.
I'm about to sign up for school.
Okay. And
I'm
when
about to go coupon Tasha and save some money so I could go spend some more money somewhere else.
And real quick, with no interruption, Nurse P, break that down for the little bit of people that still hear about the couponing because you didn't get to pull up 2 weeks ago, and I
Oh
did
yeah,
that.
I'm sorry. I had a lot going on. No, I coupon. I'm a couponer. I need to teach y'all. I'm gonna have to come in, but I like today. I got
Mm,
Charmin wasted. Charmin toilet paper wasted. I done got like 10 packs of Charmin so far for less than $20. So I
mm.
we spent so much money in groceries. 17 is what
You spend some
so
of it.
much money on groceries that if I could get I
Oh
get
yeah.
toothpaste for free, toilet paper almost free
Oh,
all
I
the time.
forgot them Andre the Giants you got over there. My bad.
So I have to teach y'all about that. It's a skill. It's strategic. I love strategic game. It's a game to me.
Oh, my mama be couponing too.
How your son doing? I ain't talked to man. How they doing, Nurse P?
Well, the second one's going to start college in a couple of weeks. My youngest just started his junior year of high school this
Tell
week.
him I said what's up. Tell him I said what's up, man.
And
And
then
Congratulations
I
that's
got
to
two.
all the
I got two in O State right now. Her O
congrats.
and
State
that's
for the
P.
beast this year, Shano.
And that's
Mm.
P. That's kind of
Tell
weird,
him I
Nurse
said
P. How
what's
y'all
up.
What'd
how
you say,
y'all
guys? Man, I'm
women be,
sorry.
I say that's kind of weird how y'all women be good with that coupon and shit. Cause my mama, she'll leave the house with some coupons and be getting like $300 worth of
Save a
groceries
lot
for
of
like
money.
$20. And I'll be
Uh-huh.
like, God
And
damn.
Coda has a good point too. It's money in couponing because I know a lot of my fellow couponers. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
y'all
my
could lead
mama
us.
be
I gotta,
doing that.
I gotta teach y'all. I gotta bring my
You
butt up
know
here.
what? That really for some reason that coupon that stuck him. I'm gonna start doing that for real, for real. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna
But
Actually,
be.
it's on.
y'all, mama. Actually, most of my couponing, I used to do the paper, and somewhat I do the paper, but I really don't have time. Most of the stuff I get free is digitally. You could do it from your phone, actually.
I
Yeah,
So
don't
that's
want.
what my
I
mama
wish.
just found
I
out.
prefer to do paper because still, even though you get it from your phone, it's a coupon. They still know what you put. They do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
no, they don't. Because let
Yeah.
me tell you, I even get cash back from an app called Ibotta and Fetch. That's actually money cash back that actually goes back into my PayPal account. It's levels
Let
to this couponing thing, Shano.
baby girl.
You ever use the
Yes, they
QR
do.
code, Nurse P?
Huh?
They know everything.
You ever use the QR code?
Yeah, it's level. I say it's levels to this.
That's what my mom be doing. I'd be like, man.
It's
Well,
definite levels to this.
she be
Like
cutting up with the
all
coupon.
the people that got kids that do gaming and stuff. I just if I get a
And
certain amount of
Cody,
money, like especially on Ibotta, I just buy gift cards from Ibotta and just give it to them for their PlayStation.
And I noticed that they got coupons for everything, not just for
Everything,
food. You get coupons for clothes, electronics, you know what I'm
everything.
saying? And I'll be like, damn.
Promo codes. I'ma find it. I don't care how much money I ever make. I'ma save money. That's what I do.
you
I
know
like
what? Y'all gonna laugh at me when I say this. All this week, I mean, like every day, every time I go outside, I've been finding. I usually I find a bunch of pennies, but now I've been finding dimes and nickels every day, all this
use
week.
that to go coupon. But you're right. You're all right. Cola.
I pick up
It's a
pennies,
lot
everything.
of couponers on here. It's a lot of money to be made in couponing because she's right. The stuff that we may purchase
Money
that
to
we
be
don't have
made.
use for because we get so much of it. I have seen a lot of couponers that go on like places like Facebook Marketplace and other places
Damn.
and resell what they get for free. And it's a pretty lucrative business that could be had when you coupon.
Pretty.
You
Hey,
know
I
Nurse
what? You
P.
right.
Hey, Nurse
put the
P, they want the name of that website in the chat.
yeah.
Ibotta. Let me see if I can put it.
Let me. I got a question to ask too. I really do. Say
Shano,
like,
let me say some. Hold on, Shano, because can y'all hit my cash app? Because I'm gonna need a new wig. Because I'm ready to turn this whole head and wig off, messing with Shano and his interruptions. But go ahead,
all
Shano.
right. I tell you what. When I drop down, DM
Not
me your cash app. DM me your cash app on Instagram.
No,
not
that's a lie. Don't believe him, Tasha. I've been waiting
I
on a
owe. I owe you. I still owe you your Christmas. I still owe you your. Matter of fact, nurse. I
uh-huh.
to be continued. I got you.
Uh-huh. Don't listen to him.
But
Right
go ahead,
here.
Shano. What was you saying?
Hush, yellow woman. Anyway,
Right here. Nurse P, ain't we in the same city? You could just pull up on me.
No, but
who?
anything y'all want a coupon, like today, Saturdays, it's a major day for couponers. This Saturday and Sunday, because Sunday starts a new week. Saturday, because if you guys would, if you want to learn a coupon, just a quick little thing, because I know Tasha got to go. Download the Dollar General apps, Dollar General on your phone. If you got a Dollar General in your area,
Mhm.
uh, Walgreens app, and let me see, Family Dollar.
CVS.
At Family Dollar and Dollar General is 5 off a $25 purchase. And if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
to make it easier for y'all, if you put in whatever store you want to coupon at, put Dollar General digital deals for this
Okay.
week. Just put
What about the
digital.
gas though? What about the gas?
Shayna.
I'm not
Look,
talking
I'm
about the
not
flour.
trying
I'm
to
talking about
overwhelm them
like
with information.
I'm talking
It's a
about what you
lot
put in
at
your
first. I'm trying to tell you.
Did
Yeah,
y'all know
download
Cash App
Nina.
take EBT
Nina, I'm
now?
telling you, download Walgreens without any paper coupons today. I literally, because I have accounts in my kids' phone number. If you got kids, you can get accounts in their phone number, your
yeah,
husband's phone number.
yeah.
I have like 3 or 4 different accounts. When I tell you, I literally got, let me see, like 10 packs of Charmin, the big ones, for less than $10 today at Walgreens.
Men, always keep your woman with a whole thing of never run out of toilet roll paper. Anyway,
Go
I'm
look,
going on mute.
look, be quiet, Shane, for a minute. I'm sorry. Look, go
Did y'all know
anything you want
DoorDash
to
take
do couponing
EBT
related
now?
on YouTube, put digital. Because I don't really do paper because it's overwhelming. I'm telling you, at first, put couponing, whatever store, digital deals of the week. Is a lot of couponers on this app will tell you exactly what's on sale or free, exactly what coupons to clip and what to go get. Yeah, it's really no mind work you really got to put into it. I didn't kill them at CVS too. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I killed them with deodorant this week at CVS.
I
Yeah.
gotta find
Let me say
somebody
this before
selling
I
free
drop down.
stuff.
I'm a have it, man. Y'all can have it. Hey, tell my brother, Miss Parker, I want to start doing content with working with him. Seriously.
Okay, I will.
All right. Peace and blessings. Love.
All right, salute, Shano. Gasman, you were saying something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying I gotta find somebody selling food stamps. Did y'all know DoorDash taking food stamps
I'm
now?
blocked. Let me get gas minute backstage. Let me block gas minute. Well, we all need food stamps, gas man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? We wish.
No, I
yeah.
just got the notification on my phone. It said DoorDash is now accepting EBT and SNAP benefits.
What?
Today's the last day. Heather, go download CBS today for the deodorant. Right now, Dove and Degree and Old Spice. I know I killed them this week in the deodorant department. Like, yeah. So anything I can get for free with these big old boys over here, I'm getting it for free.
That's good. I mean, I really wanted you up there, Pete, because we was talking and was looking, and even Orissa and me and Orissa definitely inspired that one. Because we was talking about do we save money while we're shopping? Do we think about stress? I mean, money management when we're shopping? Because I'm a shopaholic myself. I was in the alley yesterday ready to spend every dime I
But
had
what
because
I tell you when you be out shopping, I be like, Tasha, do you have this app?
I need it, P. I need it. I need it. I need it.
But you
I need
know,
it.
that's when my sister decided to fall all of a sudden. She got
But
my.
that's women though. That's what y'all do. Y'all spend money.
But you got to spend money in order to make money.
You do. You do. You do.
So
If
I
y'all know
spend
any
as little money as
coupons for
possible in other
wigs,
areas.
put that
I'm
in the
sorry.
chat. If y'all know good coupons for wigs, buy one get one.
Not coupons for weed.
I would so, but no, Tasha. That's why you save money in other areas. So if you need to go buy, like you can't find coupons in other areas, you could put the money towards other things. That's why you have to coupon.
And you say spend money to make money. Yeah, you spend money that's if you're making a business. But she just said she was in the store. She was about to spend about
It
every
ain't even a
penny.
business, gas man. If you even if you don't have a business, you do have to spend money in order to make money.
I
Yeah, I guess
think
so, Colin.
different.
Hindsight, I do. I guess. Um,
I think different. I think you get money to save money.
Yeah, she said, because at the mall yesterday, they was it was I was in the band store, so I'm going back home at the end of the month. I'm going back home and I'm going to the Roots and Heritage Festival. So I was like, let me find some outfits and stuff. And they had the shirts, and then there was like, he was like, you want to buy something? He said, you get something half off. So I got another band shirt for like $4 and stuff. And all together, I got a pair of shoes. I got
That's
a
a
nice
good
shirt,
deal.
and I got another shirt, and it only came to like $40. And then, of course, I download all those apps in the Adidas store, the Nike store, because you get $20 off your next purchase. People don't really look at their receipts to see,
no.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Download
gotta start shopping for the cheaper
get that
prices.
I can save on something. Children's Place Nurse P. I think I had it was like spend $20, get $10 back. So really, when you spend the 20, you only spend 10 because they're giving you 10
Mhm.
bucks back. And I got like maybe I got my grandbaby like 10 outfits for school and only paid $20.
See, that's good. That's good.
So it's
Salute,
almost
Shank.
like $1 outfit, $1 something an outfit. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I
See,
was
y'all
just
better than me, cause I could be in the store with my nurse and I could look at the price. I could be like, should I get it? My nurse be like, go ahead, shit. It's your money. You want to live once.
But
I be like,
sometimes you got to be
no,
careful. Even if they tell you it's a deal, sometimes you got to look at it because sometimes it's not a deal when you actually look at it. Tasha,
right.
oh, it's not a deal. Well,
it
I'm
is
gonna have to
what
get
it
with you, Nurse P, on the back end for that.
is.
I
Yep.
definitely do because you are always encouraging me to holler at you to do that. So, pretty as I said, all roses have senior citizen days. Every Wednesday, and you pay no taxes on your purchase.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Shank Rock said, "I'm a grandpa on duty. I will salute when I can." Yeah, he's
Not
definitely get the grandkids together. So
not church's chicken taking food stamps too.
who said church's chicken taking food? Go on, look, Gasman. I'm blocking his ass too.
No, I'm
Y'all
dead.
ain't gotta
I'm
go, but me
dead.
and my wig is getting
I'm
the hell
dead
up
ass
out of here.
serious.
Is what
I'm
we got.
dead serious.
A lot of restaurants, I guess, man, and for real, I really Googled that like a month ago and seen where a whole lot of restaurants are taking EBT, in certain cities. So if you do receive EBT, and ain't nothing wrong with people
Nope.
receiving EBT benefits. If y'all do, you have children, utilize those resources and see,
I think everybody should receive the stuff we don't went through with this pandemic. Everybody, no matter if they're working, they should receive it right now. We send all this money overseas for wars and stuff, but we can't even feed our own people here. That's crazy to me. I'm just saying.
So
Everybody loves
whoever
churches
got
over.
EBT out there and wanna, you know what I'm saying, buy us a churches
Yeah,
book,
they want to
we will leave
contribute.
a comment outside the video.
It's just the way it is, but that's what I'm saying, Jasmine. Like you just said, they accept the EBT. A lot of people are, because that's what I was explaining to Shayna. Is food deserts in a lot of places, so they're starting to accept EBT because a lot of people, all this money is running out. What else is people supposed to do to survive?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
about to
it's a
start
lot of
investing in
subways
gold.
too, because you can get cold food on
Mhm,
EBT. So it's a lot of subways and sandwich places that are.
mhm.
She said, well, I have connect on
I
that.
got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Nina. I just wish they would because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's gonna be a lot. And our crime rate gonna get a lot worse too if something don't happen either. Because a lot of that money that ran out, and people is hungry. People gonna start just robbing you for the. They ain't gonna care what's in your bag.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Cola, shh, on your connect, girl. Shh. She said,
Uh-huh.
not in every state. Not Nina, not in every state, but Google your state. All you got to do is Google your state. It's a lot of states. These are things that they're not telling us. They're not just coming out saying, "Hey, Subway,
Mhm,
get your sandwich fresh. We're taking
mhm.
EBT today. You have to Google it." You know what I'm saying?
I think Speedway. If you got a Speedway gas station, I ain't even seen them. Like you can get pizzas, but I think it's cold and you just have to warm it up.
Yep.
It's a lot of places doing that.
See, that's what them stores do. You have to purchase it first. See, them little stores, them
Hmm.
corner stores that used to sell the pizzas. What you have to do is purchase the pizza first, and then
Hmm.
go put it in the oven because you've already paid for it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do it.
But
Is
see, that's where
anybody from
couponing
New
came
York?
in for me, Tasha, because I didn't always have. I was not always a nurse, and my kids were little. So you coupon in other areas to get stuff free or damn near free, and then you could go and spend money in other areas. And I just still do it.
Yeah, that's true. She said the community has to work together. The government won't do it. The pandemic showed us how we can all come
Yeah,
together.
that's true.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, trust me, the government on the lookout for the government. They don't really look out for the people. That's why communities need to stick together, especially
we do.
black communities.
We do, and utilize our resources that's there. You guys, please don't forget to hit that like button for me.
Hmm.
You can always purchase a super sticker, super chat to show your support, and also you can donate to the Cash App as well. Please donate to that Cash App for me a new hat and wig. Um,
Yeah, but
they
we
know
done made up our scratcher out.
That's why I've been telling people, like, with all this new AI technology and whatnot, it's taking away a lot of jobs. I've been telling people, y'all better start looking into CDL, because one thing the world gonna need is truck drivers. That's
hmm
one job they ain't gonna take, because without truck drivers, America don't move.
hmm
That's
Dominique
another
said,
hard job besides nursing, though.
it is Pete. I've been
Hmm.
reading up on that too.
My father-in-law was a trucker for many years, and it took a toll on his body. That's another hard job, but it's an essential job.
Hmm.
Well, everybody pull up on me tomorrow. I'm gonna do what's on the menu, and what's on the menu doesn't just have to be something that you're cooking. It can be some goals that you're working on. Your YouTube channel, such as Nurse P, wanting to come up with different
She
things.
gonna make me see. Tasha ain't gonna stop until she just gonna make me come on here, y'all. She
I
This
just
has
need a
been this has
bottle of
been a
liquor.
year in the making, Nurse P. I've been in Nurse P's ear for a year, like all
yeah,
summer.
she has.
I was going on the road or anything. I'm calling Nurse P like, okay, Nurse P, when you doing this? When you bringing out your merchandise? When you doing this? What you got going on?
Exactly.
Let's do this
You know,
because
I got a lot of ideas, and you be hearing them, Tasha. You know, I got a lot of good stuff going on, but it's hard for me to. You know, I got ADHD.
Yeah, but you got so many good ideas and stuff like that, and I mean, I'm ready to network and stuff like that, and
I
then I
know.
think other content creators as well are always available to
No,
come
but you
together.
gave me a lot of good ideas for real. Tasha encourages you, and you have gave me a lot of like insight. Like I am getting my stuff together. Like you even gave me the get the notebooks. I done did that to start writing stuff down so I can remember
Mhm.
better what I need to do. So
And
yeah,
also,
Miss
one
Parker.
thing I do is when people hit me up, sometimes things that don't work out for me, I be trying to push people in that direction. So with me saying that, y'all make sure y'all go follow Miss Americas for people that's like me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to start a nonprofit organization because I love to get back, especially after taken from my community for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to get back. Nurse PB telling me great ideas about how to do an ebook and different things like that. So big salute to you, Nurse P, for always coming through on
I'm good at, but see, a lot of people don't know that about me, Tasha. I'm good at even shake me like you good at a lot of stuff, first people. Nobody, I'm an onion. You got to peel me back a layer at a time, then you'll know how much stuff I'm good at. I just don't know how to sometimes articulate myself in the best way, or people just used to be dragging on here. That's what it is too.
yeah, that's
And I
true.
really don't like to do that. I like to help.
Sister Orissa, did you want to add anything?
No, I had a good time. I'm glad we did it.
And
We should have a part two.
Mm-hmm.
You
Orissa
know, because
inspires most. Go ahead,
it's
Orissa.
so much more to it's so much more to the nursing. You know, you still have your nurses, you still have your family members, and you still have the residents. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. It's a lot. You know that we go through, and you know people just don't understand it. And like Nurse P said, they want us to be these gushy nurses and just smiling and cheesing, and it's not the case. You know, because you are overworked, underpaid, all of it. You know, I've done so many hours in 1 week. It was illegal. We had to lie to say when I
Mm-hmm.
did these hours, and that, you know, and that's the honest to God truth, because we don't have nurses, or you don't have good nurses. You know, you got a lot of the girls that's coming in now. You know, it's all about the money to them. You
Mm-hmm.
the nurses, and like me, that's old school. You know, I'm all about the patient. I don't care about the money.
Especially with traveling, the introduction to traveling nursing. That
Yeah.
really. Mm-hmm.
You know, and even with the travel, I dealt with some of them too. You know, some of them were good, some of them were bad. So
Mm-hmm.
you won't know until they get there, you know? So
Uh,
a lot, I think you should do a part two, because that's just, it's a lot, way more than nursing, honey. Way
It's
more.
a lot. It's like she said, it's a lot of levels. Different nurses have different skill sets. Like I know how to run ventilators. Some nurses don't.
Right.
Every nurse don't know how to give a shot the correct way, even though they went to
Exactly.
school. We're all taught. Every nurse
Yeah.
don't know how to draw your blood correctly.
Sure
So
don't.
well, Nurse P, I think that'll be a good segment for you to get started. I would love to see you and Orissa because Orissa's trying to network as well. You know what I'm saying? I would love for her to start networking with other people,
mhm.
especially you with you being a nurse, and also Miss Jamie Isom and stuff like that. These are people that work in the nursing field, and y'all can give more insight than I could on this subject. So I would love for us to get together so we can get a segment going over there on your channel as well, Nurse P, because I love to support everybody else as well. Nina even said start going live, Nurse P.
I
And
am. I am. I done
well,
got everybody into a routine now. So everybody's going back to school. Everybody's in their little program. So yeah, I'm getting into a routine. So yes, I will be coming on soon because that's initially why I wanted to start my platform because I know we can talk, we can all talk, and I don't criticize nobody for articulating themselves in the manner they want to, but that's just me, period. I hate, and I don't realize that most patients hate. That's one of their pet peeves. When you try to I could tell you what in doctors' terms and nurses' terms, exactly what's going on, exactly what you need to take. But if I'm not, that's why I was telling Shano, you need to meet people where they are. If I'm not talking to you as a person and not telling you where you can understand, what you need to be doing, then what's the use of me talking to you at all?
Yeah.
And I can use all the big words in the world to articulate, to make myself appear and to be smart. But if I'm not telling you where in a matter you could understand and you could put forth the effort to advocating for yourself, then what's the point?
That's it.
Yeah, I
Salute to
agree.
all the cash apps. Thank you guys so much for the cash apps. I appreciate those dearly. Thank you, Sister Well Runs Black, for the super chat. And also, y'all make sure y'all go follow my sister Transparent Talk, my sister
Yeah, TT is
Harold
good.
Latrice, my sister Nurse P Chronicles, my brother Kershawn Wolf, my love Shank Rock. These are great content creators, and hopefully soon y'all will be seeing us ladies anyway. I would love to see my sisters connect on so many different
Mm-hmm.
things on this app and get Orissa started because she's getting her office and stuff ready and stuff like that. And she has a lot to bring to different
Yeah,
mothers
I think Orissa would be good.
and the nursing, the gun violence, and so much more. I know Orissa can bring a lot of awareness, and I think
Mm-hmm.
together y'all will be powerful. Nurse P on the subject of nursing and bringing knowledgeable information to us on these matters because we need that. We definitely need that.
Especially Orissa, because Orissa has a lot of experience.
Yeah, I'm with it. Y'all know. Let me know. Yeah,
Tierra
let me
said, "Big
know.
salute to all the nurses for real, for real. Y'all are patient and a huge
And the
part."
A's and anybody in the pay. I'm
Ace,
telling you, like people say
everybody.
nurses, but any nurses, like people be talking about nursing. I don't care what they say. Look, everybody in the nursing field is essential.
Yep.
Except sometimes the dumb, I'm not gonna say that to dumb doctor, but everybody's essential. But I'm telling you, they work hard. They work hard to keep y'all alive and well, even though sometimes you don't think so. And just like with every field, you got to take the good with the bad. That's just it.
Right.
And shout out to Cola. Thank you, Cola, for the cash
Mhm.
app. Thank you so much. And also, Cola says she is in the Virginia area and she is willing to give a facial and things like that. Cola, I'll be coming through Virginia to go to DC in Baltimore all the time. So please leave your information for me if you have an idea or something, because I would love to come by and support and you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying. If you also promote and do some scenes there, you know what I'm saying, to let everybody know about your business as well and my experience. So please leave that information for me outside the video. And again, thank you guys so much. Man, my wig has never irritated me so much. I know me and her only give y'all an hour, but we pushed it to an hour 56. Girl, we did that, and I'm
Well,
so grateful.
Shano came up to argue with me. You know that, right?
I'm blocking Shano after this. Salute to Shano. Big gas man. I know he did Nurse P. I know he did. I know how y'all be getting down over there on his.
Every time I try to be good, here you say I'll be good.
Make sure y'all also go follow Blended Healing. She just finished her forgiveness class.
Yes.
If y'all haven't checked that out, for anybody going through anything, please go do those replays on those videos. Check out Chopping It Up TV. Orissa, it's been beautiful today. Nurse P, man, y'all gave so much insight. Um,
Thank you for having me.
on
Thank
the
you.
nursing and stuff. And Nurse P, thank you again for dropping some things about the couponing because we definitely are here to save. The economy, everything is getting so expensive, so we definitely
Yeah.
are here to save and stuff like that. But I hope don't forget tomorrow to pull up on me when I we're doing our what's on the menu. I'm checking on my subs just to make sure everybody's in good standing. Nurse P, if you can come up with anything that you're working on, please do that. My co-host dropped to him. She probably got some stuff going on. But Nurse P, whatever you working on, anybody working on anything with their channels, and stuff like that, transparent talk, my sister, you know what I'm saying? Sit down, anything else you're coming up with for the future of your channel, please pull up and let us know what's on the menu. You know,
Yeah.
I want
You
to know
know
what's
my son
cooking.
actually. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You
but
know I'm always cooking.
yeah, you do. You do. You always cook. And don't be look, y'all not already had me up here stomach growling and some more
I
stuff
know.
and things like that. But Nurse P, what's on the menu is always, like I said, goals and things you're
Okay.
working on your channel, not just what you're cooking in the kitchen, what's cooking period in your life. That's what it's all about, and that's what I want to know about. And
Okay.
y'all
I
check
got
out all the great content creators that's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are super hilarious. Some of them keep you tied to your seat to what's next, especially that my sister, the Tierra Latrice show and Transparent Talk. But my sister Nurse Peter's up here with me today. She has been saving money like crazy. She has got how many packs of toilet paper for under $10?
8 packs so far. I'm going back today.
At that. So yes. But again, thank you so much, Nurse P, for all the gems you dropped today. Orissa, you want to take us out with anything, or are you good?
No, everybody just have a nice weekend. I'm gonna go lay back down, and yep, everybody have a nice weekend. You did a great job again,
Thank
Tosh.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you, Nurse P. I can't wait to hook up with you too.
Oh no, thank you. Likewise. Likewise.
So, yeah,
I'll
so
show y'all
everybody,
information. I'll send y'all each other's information
Okay.
and so
okay,
y'all can
yeah,
connect and get something going and stuff like that. But everybody have a blessed Saturday. Nurse P and Orissa and all the nurses out there, Cola, all you nurses, Raw, to the Rock Squad family that came through, everybody that came through today. Big salutes. All Big Dog Philly is also a content creator. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Big Dog Philly as well. Bronze came through. He's a content creator. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Bronze as well. And again, everybody have a blessed Saturday. Take self-care, like they said. You don't have to be in the nurse field to do handle yourself with self-care. You know what I'm saying? Stay hydrated. It is so hot out there today. I mean, man, I thought my wig was gonna fall in somebody's coffee in Starbucks. Y'all look. Not for real. She keeps me together, but then sometimes she be a little off. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, girl, please don't fall off in nobody's cup of coffee. It's hot. You know, I was sweating all over, and I had only been out for like 10 minutes before.
How hot is it there?
I mean, it's like 97 degrees.
We only 79 here.
It was 97 when I went out this morning, y'all. This is like right before the show started, so it was hot.
See, I ain't about that. That's the only thing good about the medical field. It's always cold in the hospitals. It's always cold.
Well, salute to you, ladies. Everybody
Salute.
have a blessed Saturday, and
Salute
hopefully
to y'all.
everybody pulls up on the panel. It's gonna be an open panel discussion. I would love to hear what y'all working on and what y'all got cooking tomorrow on the menu. Thanks, you guys.
righty.
All righty.
Have a good one, y'all.
Y'all too.